I'm Tom Shinkle, a pastor in Dubuque, Iowa.
And I'm Mike Morgan. I'm a pastor over in Marion, Iowa.
You know, it's important that disaffiliation is very important, but there's two parts to it. There's disaffiliating from the United Methodist denomination, but here's the next thing that we want to talk to you about. You've got to decide what you're going to disaffiliate to, if you will, or where you're going and what you're going to be for.
And you know, Tom, I think it's important to have a real thoughtful process as to how you get to the next place you're going, whether that's to affiliate with another denomination or decide to go to independent. We have a process of the church council recommending to the church, and then the church taking a vote, and you get to decide on this vote whether you want to have it 50% of the people plus one, you know, simple majority, whether you want to, we're having written ballots in ours, a written ballot, whether, you know, anyone that's confirmed, that's a member of the church, because it's not involved in the property like before, can vote. And then we've done some discernment as to whether or not to stay independent or go into a denomination, and we've selected going into the Global Methodist Church as our choice.
Yeah, and it's, again, to be clear, in the same way that the build-up to your official disaffiliation vote involved a lot of conversations, questions and answers, but we were working under rules given to us. So I'll reiterate. Your congregation's administrative board gets to decide the boundaries of the vote. Who gets to vote? Over 18, under 18, active members. Is it going to be 50 plus 1, a simple majority? But before you get there, before you get to that vote, you need to take some time to explore what we really think are two options. And as Mike said, one of them is to go independent, which neither one of us feel really good about that. We feel there's more risk, and actually, it'll be more expensive.
More costs. We found that out with our lawyers. More costs because you have to rewrite bylaws and all that sort of thing, where we'll have the book of doctrines and disciplines.
So let's drill down on that. Some things to consider if you're going to be independent is that you're going to still have to make a whole bunch of decisions. You're going to have to make decisions about your wedding policy. You're going to need to make a decision on baptism and have it written into your bylaws. You're going to need to make decisions on things like, what's your polity going to be? Meaning congregational or representative government like we've been doing. What about your pastor? Let's talk about that for a minute.
How are you going to get your next one? How are you going to insure them? How are you going to pay for, you know, them to have a retirement plan? All those things are very costly, and in a denominational structure, there's some pieces already in place.
There's some pieces done, but we want you to be aware of that you're not out of the woods as far as having to make decisions, and maybe even decisions that could be divisive in your congregation. And here we are back at that again. As well, you have to decide for your congregation and your pastor, what are the accountability processes?
Right.
What are the procedures for accountability as well as connection? So we feel like disaffiliating to the Global Methodist Church is the easiest thing, because faithful United Methodists have formed the Global Methodist Church.
Yeah, no busloads of Baptists or any others, just Methodists.
Think of it like this, and in the next video, you're going to hear more from us about that. But remember this, is that faithful United Methodist leaders from around the country, from around the United States.
And mostly growing churches.
Yeah, and growing churches looked at the United Methodist Book of Discipline and our denomination, and in effect said, what hasn't been working? And if we're going to do a Global Methodist, what do we need to eliminate and what do we need to keep? And so we're going to talk more about that in the next video. We appreciate you watching this, and God bless you.